Of Vietnam, a country with lots of tradition and history, whose past has been characterized by colonization and war. Vietnam may look like a relatively small country on the outside, but it is home to over 100 million people with different backgrounds and religious beliefs. Emerging in Vietnam in the early 20th century was a new religion and spiritual movement. This movement is a syncretic religion that combines elements from some of the world's major religions, such as Confucianism, Islam, Hinduism, Taoism, Buddhism, and Roman Catholicism. This religion, which is formally founded in 1926, is Caodaism. The beginning half of the word Cao means high, and the second half of the word Day means tower or place. The whole word Cao Dai roughly translates to high place. Caodaism has a unique cosmology that emphasizes the existence of a supreme deity known as the Cao Dai and an intricate pantheon of divine beings that serve as intermediaries between the Cao Dai and humanity. The religious name, therefore, refers to this supreme deity and also represents the heavenly place where God resides. With between 3 and 8 million followers, Caodaism is a relatively new religion that has become the third largest religion in the country of Vietnam. The history of this religion underwent three important revelations. The first two occurred in the 6th century, but were misled into corrupt forms. Finally, the most important revelation occurred in 1919. This was 7 years before the religion was officially declared by a civil servant and spiritual leader by the name of No Van Shu, who had a vision of the Supreme Being. The Supreme Being informed Shu that all other religions and spiritual practices were different expressions of the same divine essence, and that they should return to the one that they originally came from. This message was intended to be delivered to the world. After the Supreme Being revealed himself, Shu asked to worship him through a tangible form. Between 1919 and 1924, Shu had a vision to worship the Supreme Being through the divine eye. After years of studying this new religion, Shu decided to share his discoveries with others in Saigon. On Christmas Eve in 1925, the Supreme Being again revealed himself and said that since the Vietnamese people had suffered so much in the recent past, that they would be rewarded as God's chosen people by uniting all the world's religions and leading humanity towards a new spiritual salvation. The Cao Dai identified the first three Cao Dai mediums. Tak is the defender of Dharma, and Ku and Sang are his assistants. These mediums allow local spirits to act through them and deliver messages to the human world through visions. Another way that these spirits communicate to the outside world is through spirit writing, which is when mediums allow spirits to deliver a message written in sand or ash. Shu and other mediums began holding table tipping meetings, where he and the other mediums were hoping to receive further visions of the Cao Dai. Table tipping is where spirits send messages to the human world by guiding people's hands along a table. A year after this, in October 1926, Caodaism officially became an independent, organized form of worship. At this time, the Holy See, which is the headquarters of the religion, was established in the city of Tai Ninh. Also during this time, the original visionary No Van Shu left the religion and established a small independent branch of the religion called Shu Min. Over the next decade, Cao Dai mediums began to create a written text of the religion based on messages the Cao Dai sent. This text instructed them how to pray, what their architecture should look like, how to make offerings, and what their faith structure should look like. Many of the aspects of this structure took influence from both Eastern and Western religions, influences such as Roman Catholicism, Taoism, Confucianism, Buddhism, etc. Cao Dai structure is like the Catholic structure with titles such as Pope, Cardinal, Archbishop, but unlike Catholicism, women are allowed to be in all of the titles except for Pope. Along with this structure, three male orders based on the biggest Asian traditions in Vietnam were formed. These orders are Confucianism, Taoism, and Buddhism, and are important because their divine figures, Confucius, Lao Tzu, and Buddha, are considered the most important messengers in Caodai history. The Caodai pantheon of saints shows all the divine figures, and at the top are the three great Asian masters. Under them are Jesus Christ and a few other figures. Unlike the three great Asian masters, Jesus is not considered divine and is portrayed as more of a noble teacher. This is a way for Caodai to incorporate another religion into theirs without giving Roman Catholicism too much of a priority. There are also many other small aspects of other religions represented in Caodai, such as that all prophets are also messengers of the Caodai, and that there are multiple paths to Caodai. Along with ceremonies involving fruits, flowers, wine, and tea, one of the most important practices in Caodai continues to be communicating with spirits. These encounters with the Caodai help followers learn more about their religion and engage with thousands of religious figures in the past who are incorporated into the religion as saints. Vietnam, through the last 100 years, has gone through quite a bit of change in power. From being a French colony from 1967 to 1945, under Japanese control for a short period in 1945, back to French rule from 1945 to 1954. This was followed by Communist North Vietnam and Republic South Vietnam, and finally complete control over Vietnam by Communist forces by 1975. Each of these rules is marked by a series of conflicts and different religious and political movements. From 1955 to 1975, during the Vietnam War, many Caodai followers joined the South Vietnamese government and army. This led to Caodai followers being targeted, so many fled to other countries such as Australia, Canada, France, and the United States, which only increased when Vietnam was unified under the Communists in 1975. To reduce the influence of the religion, several temples got shut down and many Caodai followers got sent to re-education camps. With the ban of the religion in Vietnam, many of the followers fled and began establishing independent branches all over the world. These new branches have since been influenced by local religions and led to many new visions, saints, and traditions that have been adopted into the religion. In the years following, many followers began visiting Vietnam and re-establishing the religion. In 1997, the religion was allowed to practice again, but the government still controlled a significant amount of influence.